The NACT Spring season is officially here. Matches are out as the bracket is officially released on start.gg and the race to the top 16 begins. Today, we're going to take a look at the bracket, see all the spicy matches, and also talk about which ones we'll be live streaming this weekend. So definitely tune in, as you guys are not going to want to miss this one. And also, big changes on the way, as you see, guys. I appreciate everybody that's been a part of the journey. I recently cut my dreads off, man. I had them for like 4 years. But now, as things are changing for the North American spring season, things are also changing for myself. But anyway, let's get into today's video and see who will make it to the top 16. Okay, so here we are. The tournament bracket is officially out for season qualifier stage 1. And this is the first time that I've seen it. So I haven't actually got a chance to look at the bracket. So we're going to kind of look through everything together and give our honest feedback and opinions. But I'd love to hear your guys' as well on who you guys think will make it through qualifier stage 1 and possibly to the top 16. Before we get today started, I want to go over exactly what is going to happen inside of the stage 1 qualifiers. It is 64 teams competing, and it's double elimination, which means if you get knocked out of the top bracket, you still have a chance by getting knocked down to the bottom bracket before you don't qualify within stage 1. But you have an even better chance of qualifying again, as there's a stage 2 qualifiers right after that you can register for if you don't make it with this one, and it will be another double elimination. Up first, we have Gaming Gladiators going up against Accelerate. Gaming Gladiators is TOB under new management, as they got a sponsor from a big organization behind Dota 2 and other games. You've got Zia, you've got Chicken, Best Player, Hoon, and Shark running on that team. And this is what we would say is a powerhouse. Honestly, one of the best in North America. They held the banner for us last year, and they're going to be a heavy contender within this bracket. They're going to be going up against Accelerate. Accelerate is not a team that I really know too much about. Newer on the scene, and I can pretty much guarantee Gaming Gladiators will breeze through them. After that, we have Turret Campers up against Skilled Genius. These are 2 new teams, so I'll be watching them as well. I hope that we can see some new faces on the NA scene, make it to the top 8, but there's just no information on these guys, as we haven't seen them compete in tournaments before. After that is going to be Nova Core going up against No Practice. Nova Core is a pretty dominant team. Nova Ash, really great player, and they have a pretty stacked roster. They've competed in a lot of local tournaments that I've personally hosted myself throughout 2023, such as the Cyberpunk, such as the Valentine Dash, and throughout the Mobile Legends Scrim Academy seasons 1 through 3. No Practice is a newer team on the scene. They haven't competed in any local tournaments, so I can pretty much guarantee you that Nova Core will breeze through that one. And then up next will be the Night Horde up against Team Ace. That one is going to be fire to watch. Honestly, this may be one that I request to watch live on stream this weekend because these are 2 teams that have the capability to take the top 8. The Night Horde actually did reach top 8 last NACT season, and I heard they've been scrimming BTK and sweeping them, which is kind of crazy. I definitely need to catch some footage on that. But nonetheless, Team Ace is also a really good team. They've been dominating in local tournaments as well, and they have YouTube Mobile Wolf on their team as well, a great content creator. So honestly, that one's going to be a hard one to rate. If I have to give it to one or the other, just the fact of what I've been hearing about Night Horde recently and how bad they've been beating BTK, I'm going to give Night Horde the benefit of the doubt, but it's a really hard one, man. It's crazy because I rated Team Ace higher than Night Horde in the tier list, but just recently, man, I've just been hearing so many great things about them. So honestly, this is going to be probably one of the first matches that we try and catch. Next up is going to be Above the Rest versus Assassin Dave's Fanboys. It's crazy that Assassin Dave has a team named after him. But these are newer teams on the scene. Haven't seen them compete in professional tournaments again. Honestly, I think they're playing for a little bit more fun than the competitive scene. So I don't really have a comment on which way I think that's going to go. I think it's anybody's game just because there's not enough data for us to really give them a proper evaluation. Next is going to be Nox Epsilon and Naweed Win. Same situation. It's anybody's game there. Overskilled the Redemption. Same situation. Team Guso or Redemption Arc. This is funny. So we have a Team Gosu, and we also have a Team Guso. What are the chances of that, man? As if it was hard enough to cast these team names, and there you have it. A little bit of a switcheroo there. I'll give it to Team Guso just for the effort in the name. I think that's pretty funny, but like I said, not really too much information on both these teams. Still anybody's match. Up next, though, this is one that I'm actually really excited to see. Devious Activity up against Luminaire. Devious Activity is a really stacked team. They've got Yato over there. They've got Gina on the squad. They have Kush, I believe. And that's just getting started with the roster. It's definitely a lot of heavy hitters who've been on the professional scene for a while. And I can expect them to go really far this NACT season. Luminaire is not a team that I've really heard about. Like I said, a lot of these teams are brand new, registering, maybe seeing that prize pool and just now getting into Mobile Legends Bang Bang. So I'm going to give Devious Activity the benefit of the doubt and say that they're going to progress forward inside of that bracket. Up next is Mad Ducks up against Washout. Two new teams, not too much information, anybody's game. Outcast versus Wake, same scenario. No Morals up against Idyllics. Now, I will give it to Idyllics because I've seen Idyllics compete. I've seen them do really great things inside the Mobile Legends Group Academy and inside of our tournaments. So I can see them progressing forward and taking down No Morals. Training Camp and Trash, two new teams, not too much data on them, so anybody's match. New King, Limitless, and the Royals, same situation. Before You and Catalyst, same thing. Wildcard and Severe Hydra, same thing. Here we go, guys, getting into where it gets spicy. BTK up against Shade. BTK, they have locked in their roster. They have Moba Zane. I think they have Nicolette inside of the mid lane. Milo is going to be the XP. Basic is going to be running that marksman position. And Cold World will be their roam from The Simpsons. So another super team in the making. They've been scrimming a lot. Mobile Legends has definitely benefited from Mobile Zane in the past years, and especially with how much of an impact he's had. He gave us one of the best grand finals in the NACT Spring of last year, and now, hey, we're in the spring season again, so hopefully we can see the same thing. But with BTK, they're known to just power through these qualifiers, so I expect them to take down Shade. Up next is going to be Coupe de Grace and UK Silencers. Not too much information on them, so anybody's match, but I still see them falling to BTK right after that. Legacy and No Tomorrow. Now, Legacy is Assassin Riles' team. For those who don't know who Assassin Riles is, when I was getting into Mobile Legends Bang Bang, when I was trying to learn how to run the jungle or just multiple heroes in general, I was watching all his YouTube videos, man. He's an amazing content creator, and not too many people don't know who Assassin Riles is. But that is his team. I've seen a lot of people asking about it, and yes, he will be competing, and they're practicing every single day. So this is another team to be excited and hyped up about, and I can't wait to see what they do. And I will give them the benefit of the doubt and say that they will push through and take down No Tomorrow. Up next is going to be Villain Era and MOBA Guild. I don't know too much about these two teams, but I do know I've had a couple of people from MOBA Guild commenting on a lot of our videos and saying how they've been practicing and they're excited and they're taking this seriously. So just from your guys' passion and excitement, honestly, I wish you guys the best of luck, and I hope that you guys can push through. So I will give you guys, MOBA Guild, the benefit of the doubt to take down Villain Era. And speaking of next, Area 77 up against Area 69. Bro, what are the chances of seeing both areas go against each other at the same time for their first match? But I'm going to be real with you guys. Area 77, 100% see them taking this one. Really amazing team. They've got Jules Cutie, Mar Cutie, Gals Cutie, you name it. They are there, and they have so much synergy. Mark Cutie was one of my favorite marksmen last season, and honestly, I had the pleasure of being able to interview them. It's just been such a great team in the fall season. So I can see them pushing through, taking down Area 69, and hopefully making it to top 8. Up next is going to be After Hours and Sovereign. Haven't heard too much about these two teams. It's another new faces on the scene, but hopefully we can see some new faces make it to the top. But there's just not enough data to really know about these guys, at least for me personally. So I'm going to say it's anybody's game. Up next is going to be Godlike Skills and Shadow 9. Now, Shadow 9, I've seen them compete in some of the Mobile Legends Grim Academy tournaments that I've hosted. They've done really well, and they have a lot of synergy, especially up against new teams that are trying to make a name for themselves. So I would give Shadow 9 the benefit of the doubt, and I would say that they're definitely going to have a higher chance of taking that match away from Godlike Skills. Up next is going to be Never Lose and Apex Predator. I feel like I've seen Apex Predator before in some tournaments, but I'm not entirely sure. Never Lose, I haven't heard of them before. I have heard about Apex Predator in the past, though. I want to say that's a team that Lixie was a part of. So I will say they may have the benefit of the doubt just because they have a lot more synergy, and I've heard their name a lot more around the professional scene. And I think I've met some of their players in the very first ever NACT and the NACT fall. I want to say Lixie was there as well. He might not have been that one. He might have been inside of the spring season. But nonetheless, they've been around for a while, so synergy definitely will prevail when all else fails. So I'll give it to Apex Predator. Up next, For those who are a fan, gosugeneral is back. That is right, ladies and gentlemen. He is going to be on Team Gosu, and they have a pretty decent team. They have gosugeneral, who's going to be running inside of the jungle for them. Now, gosugeneral is going to be running the marksman. He's not going to be in the back lines as a manager. He's actually going to be on the front lines on the main roster as their gold laners. So I can't wait to see that. Gosu has made it far before. Like I said, they competed in M1, the very first World Series, and also we've seen them compete in the NACT Spring season. In fall season, now in the spring season, Fallout, I want to say made it because there was a split down the middle for Team Gosu, and it ended up where half their team split to Gosu and the other one split to a new identity, which was Fallout, which did not have gosugeneral behind them. But now gosugeneral back at the roots, ready to compete again, and I can't wait to see what they do. I will give them the benefit of the doubt, though, and say gosugeneral, and Team Gosu will push through and take down Salty Salad. Up next is Distinction and Ethereal. I want to say I've seen Ethereal compete before inside of the Mobile Legends Scrim Academy. Their name sounds very familiar, but I just can't really remember too much of their players. I want to say it was probably like one tournament that they may have competed in. So that's going to be a really hard one to rate. But like I said, these are new faces on the scene, and I look forward to seeing them compete. But I'm not going to put any bad juju on them. I think it's going to be anybody's game. Forgotten Ones and Asphyxia Kings. I'm going to give it to Forgotten Ones. Forgotten Ones is the team that took down BTK in the qualifiers, I want to say, last year, in the spring season it may have been, where they took out BTK. And who would have thought that would have happened? So I will give Forgotten Ones the benefit of the doubt. And they've been on a lot of the videos recently talking about they're ready to compete. So I am looking forward to seeing them in there. And good luck, guys. Have a great match. Fiends versus 3MS and Valid Boys. Two new teams on the scene. Anybody's game. Oh my goodness. What? Bro, they put the Bloodhounds up against the Vanguard the first game. This is crazy. This is crazy. These guys are like best friends. Man, they go way back. I was just had a conversation with Exio. He is the manager and player on the Vanguard. And honestly, they've been working really hard. Both of these teams have been working really hard. They're very similar when it comes to grinding and playing a lot of local tournaments. And they take this game very seriously. And it's amazing to be able to see them compete. I don't know if I wanted to see that right off the bat, but this is a matchup we've been wanting to see for a while. And honestly, I wonder what Exio would say to this. I'm willing to bet that he's probably just as excited to test his talent up against them, man. This is a really big match. Actually, this may be the one that I request to see because that's definitely going to be fire. But nonetheless, I don't want to put any bad juju on them because I like both of these teams. So I'm going to say good luck to both of you guys, and I can't wait to see where that goes. Up next is going to be Phoenix Ravens, and we have issues. Haven't heard about any of these teams, so it's going to be anybody's game. Masked and Astro Force 1, same scenario. Not really sure where it's going to go. And then what's the problem in Nighthorde X? Nighthorde X is not the same as Nighthorde. This is some more people from the Nighthorde server, but they're not the same as Nighthorde. So that is a new team, and so is what's the problem. So I believe that's going to be anybody's game. Now, we've kind of went through the first round of where we think everything's going to land. But now we got to look at the bigger picture, guys, and see who's actually going up against each other all the way up into the winners' quarterfinals and semifinals. So the way we're looking at things right now, it is looking like Severe Hydra starting at P is going to be the last one, and Gaming Gladiator is going to be the first. So out of the powerhouse teams within that first section of the tournament to make it all the way up to the winners' quarterfinals, you have Gaming Gladiators, Excellent Era, or Accelerate, Turret Camper, Skill Genius, Nova Core, No Practice. So I say Gaming Gladiators, Nova Core, they're going to end up meeting each other. No, actually, I don't think so. I think, dang, this is a pretty stacked one. I'm pretty sure Team Ace or Nighthorde is going to win. I would say, just for fun, I'm going to give it to the Nighthorde. I think the Nighthorde will win it just because they've been scrimming and they've been beating BTK. So I think they're going to make it to winners round 2. And I think Gaming Gladiators is as well. And then I think both of them are going to push forward. I think Nighthorde is going to beat Nova Core. And I believe Gaming Gladiators is going to beat either Turret Campers or Skill Genius in winners round 2. I see Gaming Gladiators going up against the Nighthorde in winners round 3. And I see Gaming Gladiators taking them down, which will knock them down to the lower bracket. Dude, we're going to run this video back when this plays and see if we get this right. But that is where I believe that's going to go. And I'll also put out a post on our YouTube community on my predictions with everything actually named and put in this bracket to fill up the space. But yeah, I think that's what's going to happen. It's definitely going to be Night Horde up against Gaming Gladiators. Gaming Gladiators is going to move on to the winter quarterfinals. And then we got to look at who they're going to go against. Now, above the rest, Assassin Fanboys, Nox Epsilon, Now We Win, Overkill Redemption, Team Guso. Okay, so honestly, that one's going to be very hard to really say where that's going to go. I would honestly say that that's anybody. That's a really, I feel like these are a lot of newer teams just in that little segment. And nonetheless, it's all going to end the same. Whoever it's going to come from that is definitely not going to be Gaming Gladiators and be knocked down to the lower side. Now, if they do, then you will gain my 100% focus and attention. I don't want to wish anybody bad luck. I don't want to be biased. I'm just going purely off of stats and a lot of knowledge from seeing these teams and these players compete for years, guys, versus people that we haven't really seen on the professional scene. But there is always that anomaly. There's always that wild card effect that could happen, and especially from teams that we just don't have any data on. Now, if that does happen, though, man, that would be insane, knocking them down to the lower bracket. But that will be Gaming Gladiators pretty much winning the winter quarterfinals with a breeze and moving on to the winter semifinals. Now, speaking of the winter semifinals, we got to see who they'll be going up against. You have Devious Activity, which is a heavy hitter right there. Let's see. Mad Dogs, Washouts, no more, no. Okay, so nobody. Dude, they have a very easy bracket, bro. Devious Activity, without a doubt, is going to make it all the way up to the winners quarterfinals. Without a doubt. I don't see them losing to anybody in that one. And then when they get to the winners quarterfinals, man, they just got, honestly, like a really good setup, which means they're going to be going up against Gaming Gladiators. That's who it's going to be. Devious Activities versus Gaming Gladiators. I'm calling it now. I'm telling you guys, they're going to be the ones in the winners quarterfinals or semifinals, and we're definitely going to stream it. Now, I'm going to give this one to Gaming Gladiators just because I've seen what they do. They've literally blown through all the top teams in North America. They had like a flawless record last season, bro. Literally almost a flawless record. Rarely were defeated. So I'm going to give them that benefit of the doubt just because they've earned it through all their trial and error and all their victories that they've earned in the NACT prior, and they're the reigning champs. So I will say that they will take down Devious Activity, and that will bump them up to the winners finals. Now, on to the other side of the board to see who will make it to the winners finals. We've got BTK starting it off. Obviously, they're a powerhouse team, but they do not have an easy road ahead of them. Honestly, they're going to win against Shade. It's no secret there. Coupe de Grace and UK Silencers, that's anybody's game, but whoever wins that one's going to lose to BTK, and that's going to push BTK up to winners round 3, which is no surprise there. But I honestly feel like Legacy is going to make their way up there. It's either going to be Legacy or MOBA Guild. So Legacy will beat No Tomorrow. MOBA Guild will beat Villain Era. But then MOBA Guild is going to lose to Legacy. I just see that because I know Ryle's been playing for a while. But I don't know. I really am rooting for MOBA Guild and them because I've seen them, like I said, being a part of our community. And honestly, I just love spreading the positivity that they spread to us. But it's going to be a tough game. And if I'm a man of stats and I'm a man of hard work and dedication, I got to give it to Legacy. I mean, like I said, I kind of grew up in my Mobile Legends career watching Riles. So no disrespect there. I just think that Riles may have the edge on them, but there could be that wild card effect. I don't want to spread any bad luck on you guys, but I do see Legacy winning that and going up against BTK. Now, BTK, I think they're going to blow out Legacy. I don't think it's going to be a problem for them. I think they're going to take that and they're going to move on to the winners quarterfinals. And then we got to see who they're going up against, which is Area 77, Area 69. Area 77 won that. After Hours of Sovereign, anybody's game. If they'll lose to Area 77, pushing them up to right here. And then you're going to look at who they're going to possibly be going against. And from this list, it's either going to be Shadow 9 or Apex Predators. I'm going to give it to... Shadow 9 is going to beat Godlike Skills. Apex Predator is going to beat Never Lose. It's going to be Shadow 9 up against Apex Predator. And I see, that's a hard one. That one's honestly almost even because both of them have been competing for a while. But I think pretty sure from what I remember in the Mobile Legends Scream Academy tournaments, Shadow 9 kind of went a little bit further. So I'm going to give Shadow 9 a little bit of a push. They're going to win there, but they're going to fall to Area 77. And that's going to bump Area 77 up here to go up against BTK inside of the winners quarterfinals. Now, that's going to be a fire one to see. We know which way that's going to end, though. BTK most likely going to push through. I mean, even in the NACT fall, when it came to Area 77 going up against BTK, Area 77 never beat them. So BTK will push through, and that's going to move BTK up to the winners semifinals. And then we got to see who they're going to go up against. Next up, we have Team Gosu for the start of the next half of the bracket. They're going to beat Salty Salad, move forward. Distinction Ethereal. I think Ethereal will win that one, but then they'll lose to Team Gosu. Like I said, Ethereal was in the MLSA before competing. Ethereal will lose to Team Gosu, which will push Team Gosu up to winners round 3 and give them a higher chance of making it even closer to the top 16. Then you got to look at who they'll be going up against in that round. And you got the Forgotten Ones, Asphyxia Kings, Friends, and 3 Invalid Boys. Forgotten Ones will be Asphyxia Kings. And then Fiends and 3 Invalid Boys. That's going to be anybody's game, but whoever wins that one is going to lose to the Forgotten Ones. Forgotten Ones is going to be going up against Team Gosu. Team Gosu will... I would say Team Gosu will beat the Forgotten Ones just because, like I said, I actually have played against these players on Team Gosu, and I mean, the man is literally competing in M1. He has so much experience. It'd be honestly surprising to see him lose this early in a qualifiers, but it wouldn't be as surprising to see Forgotten Ones lose just because, like I said, there's just more experience on the other side of the team, and I just don't have too much data about the Forgotten Ones. But I will say the Forgotten Ones did take down BTK, though, in the qualifier. So actually, you know what? That one is going to be a very interesting one, but I am still going to give Team Gosu the benefit of the doubt. Just because it's gosugeneral, got to give the man the respect. So that will be gosugeneral pushing forward, taking down the Forgotten Ones, and he will be moving on to the winners quarterfinals. Now, moving past that, the winners quarterfinals, we got to see who he's going to be going up against to close out this part of the bracket. And he has Bloodhounds, the Vanguard. Like we said, that one, I don't want to jinx them. It's going to be either side. But if I had to pick one, I'm going to give it to the Bloodhounds because they have proven they have what it takes to make it to the top 8. Vanguard has always fallen short, so I'm just going off of history and pure statistics. Bloodhounds will take that victory. Then they'll go up against either Phoenix Ravens or We Have Issues. That's anybody's game. Not too much data on them, but they'll lose to the Bloodhounds. Bloodhounds will move forward. And then they have to go up against either What's the Problem, Night Horde, Mass One, or Astro Force. All 4 of those teams, there's just not too much data on them to really say who's going to win that one. So anybody's game there. And then they'll progress forward to go up against the Bloodhounds. But I see the Bloodhounds beating them no matter how it ends up. And that'll push them up even further on the bracket. Now, that's going to put the Bloodhounds up against Team Gosu. That is going to be an amazing one. Like I said, both these teams have made it pretty much to top 8 in North America. But if I had to pick whoever would win this one, I'm going to give this one to the Bloodhounds. Bloodhounds overall just did better in the NACT fall, especially up against Fallout. But this is different players on Team Gosu. But like I said, I haven't really seen a lot of these players on Team Gosu go too far before from what I've seen. Like I said, it's just really going to depend how the cards play out. But I do think there's just more synergy over there with Bloodhounds. They haven't really changed their roster. They're one of the most consistent teams in NA, and they've competed in every single local tournament that I have personally hosted. So I can't say the same for Gosu. They don't really compete in local tournaments. They kind of just step in the scene when it's time to do the NACT for the big prizes. So I will give Bloodhounds the benefit of the doubt. I think they will take down Team Gosu, and that will push them forward, guys, into the winners semifinals. Now, that means that they're going to be going up against BTK. So that'll be BTK up against Bloodhounds. That one's going to be an amazing one to see, but I am going to see Bloodhounds losing to BTK and pushing them forward. And then, dude, that's literally going to be BTK up against Gaming Gladiators for the winners finals. And we're going to be streaming this one 100%. I'm telling you, this is exactly how it's going to play out. But the question is, who's going to be the winner of this one? Who's going to be the winner of this one? Let me know what you guys think. All right, I gave you enough of my predictions. We got all the way to the finish line. But I need something from you guys. I need to know who you think will win this victory. I'm not going to guess. I'm going to leave this one as a surprise for myself, but I would love to see your guys' votes. And then I'm going to circle back around to this video and see who gets it right. Also, whoever votes, and if you do get it right, I will do a raffle for a Attack on Titan skin giveaway for whoever gets it. I think we got to spice this up and make it even more interesting. But that's going to knock down either BTK or Gaming Gladiators down to lower brackets. But I can see them, whoever gets knocked down is still going to win and push forward and make it past up to out of the qualifier stage. So I can pretty much see Gaming Gladiators and BTK riding this out. Now, there are a couple things that can upset them. Like I said, Bloodhounds could possibly take the win. Anything's possible. Gosu could beat Bloodhounds and beat BTK. Who knows? But this is just going on pure stats. As a caster, I just have a lot of experience casting several of these games and seeing these matches. But I know you guys have been catching a lot of the streams and seeing a lot of stuff behind the scenes that I haven't actually had an eye on yet. And that could be the change in things. So if there's some information we're missing about some team on here, maybe a powerhouse team that we missed that you guys know more information about, please feel free to share it, as I'm always updating my notes and trying to figure things out. But that's going to be it, guys. That is the entire 2024 NACT Spring Season Qualifiers up to the winners finals. And there you have it. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Hopefully you got some value from today's video, and let's see if we're right on the money. Like I said, I am going to be doing Attack on Titan skin giveaway to whoever gets it right on who they think will win the winners qualifiers. Now, it's going to be fire, man. I got to talk about the schedule, right? So it is going to start on February 17th and it's going to end on February 25th. We are going to live stream these on our YouTube channel. They're not going to be on the Mobile Legends Bang Bang North America channel, but they are going to be on my YouTube. I will schedule the stream, so if you go to our YouTube page, you should be able to see the live stream there. And you guys can just click on it and watch it with us. It'll be scheduled and posted before I even go live, so definitely tune in, grab some popcorn, and let's watch it together, man. Let's root for our favorite teams and see if there's some new faces in North America. Tensions are rising and things are getting hotter than ever before, and this is going to be the most challenging NACT that we have ever had yet, but I couldn't enjoy it without you guys. So thank you so much for everybody who supported us along our journey. And that's going to conclude everything for today. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video. Make sure you leave a like, make sure you leave a subscribe, and I can't wait to see you guys in the NACT Spring Season Stage 1 qualifiers. Peace.
Turn me up.